Okay, so Chris has just been given, he's revealed that he's going to be saving the universe, because of what Lucario tells him, whatever. For everyone at every single place out there. If you have questions about this, please come to see me for your answers. As long as they're not like the questions you asked me before, he said as his sweat dropped. Well, yeah, I mean, they were pretty dumb. Chris pouted a little before shaking his head. I'm going to do my very best then. Then look at the wall. What? I want you to say it out loud. If you accept the rank, then you must say it to the painting of my son by putting your hand against the wall. For? Chris asked. Put your hand against the wall! He yelled furiously, as Chris quickly pressed his hand against the painting. I, Chris, will accept my destiny as the world traveler, Chris yelled in shock. More! He demanded. I promise I'm going to save the worlds and everyone else. More! I'm not going to let anyone down, ever. More! I will do anything in my power to achieve my victories in the battles in a near future. More! I won't let anything stop me from being successful. More! What else do you want me to say? Chris asked in utter irritation. You're not being respectful to the painting. You must speak out your mind so it doesn't feel offended, he said in rage. It's just a painting with my Lucario on it, damn it. Then speak out your mind to it, now! Chris turned to the painting. I'm the world traveler. I'm going to save every single piece of crap out there so anyone can step on it and walk the earth with security in their minds while the peace reigns the whole universe is. Ah! Chris yelled loudly as his voice echoed throughout the whole cave. You have spoken your words, he trailed off as he nodded. Congratulations. Well, that was pretty stupid, Chris thought. What was that? You dare to disrespect the prophecy through your mind? The leader asked in rage through telepathy. Would you stop it now? Chris asked in irritation. Chris! What? Chris asked furiously to his Lucario, who decided to appear just now. I mean what? Why were you yelling like you were being tortured? His Lucario asked. You tell him! Chris demanded the leader. I'm going to have to go and apologize to my friends in a minute, because that's probably extremely annoying. A while later. Now you two know your destinies, the leader said as Chris stood right next to his Lucario. You must protect the worlds from the menace you're facing so they don't end up destroyed. I will take this in mind, Father, Chris's Lucario said. I won't let Chris down either. Why must Lucarios be this determined? Chris thought with a bored tone in his voice. I accept my destiny as well. Then go ahead, the leader said. I trust you two from here and onwards. Son, please, remember this place is your home. You should visit us once in a while during your travels with the world traveler. Chris corrected. The leader ignored him. Remember, you have a family here. Your sister would like you to come and see her from time to time. Chris's Lucario nodded. I will. I can't forget about my family here because I just found it, Chris's Lucario said with a nod. Chris! Don't worry, Chris smiled a little at him. Chris smiled a little to him. I want to visit this place sooner so I can play with the cute, Riolus a lot. Thank you, world traveler, the leader said. We would be pleased to see you here as well. For the last time, my name is Chris, Chris yelled. Yes, now I wish you good luck in your travels. May the aura of all living things accompany you in your battles. As the two nodded and Lucario said his farewell to his father, both walked back to the exit before Chris leaned closer to Lucario. He ignored my name, didn't he? It seems so, his Lucario replied. Well, let's say goodbye to everyone in the valley before we continue our gruesome destinies. Aren't you excited, though? To meet more people? Yes, Chris said. To die? Hell no. You have me. To survive? Yes. His Lucario just frowned before chuckling a little as they left the cave. Veilstone City. Entrance to the Veilstone City gym. Well, you have your family now, a little sister to look after, and a home to return, Chris said, and I guess it's time to leave now. Yes, Riley said as he looked at his Lucario. We're going to Iron Island to train for a while. After all the things that happened, We need a little break, as we call it. I need to resume my training as an aura guardian as well. He was just begging for someone to yell at him, Sir Aaron, you're alive. I must not yell Sir Aaron at him, Chris muttered. What? Sir Aaron, I mean Riley, asked. Nothing, Chris yelled. Just a promise, everyone. What, Chris? Maylene asked. Let's promise that you will never let anyone hear about the Valley of the Aura and that the Lucarios can talk. We will keep it as our little secret. If you see anyone coming to you, if you're talking to your Lucario, you must stop talking to him, and he can only say the only common thing every Pokemon does. His name over and over again? Maylene asked. Sadly, yes, Chris said, sweat dropping. Or just grunt, Riley said with a chuckle. Grunting is the way they talk. The 4 Lucarios glared at him before grunting. Told you so. Well, that's good for me, Cynthia said, looking something familiar. Cynthia, isn't that the same ice cream from before? Chris said with a bored look. Yes, and look, I finished, she said, tossing the cone away in a trash can. Leaving that, we need to get going now. Let's go, Lucario, Riley said. Yes, Riley. His Lucario looked at Chris. Thank you for all your help. I wouldn't be reunited with Riley if it wasn't for you. I hope we meet again someday. The Aura Guardian, Riley, is Sir Aaron's reincarnation, for God's sake. Stop putting your fucking headcanon into the fucking story. I don't care what you think. Whatever. Sure, yes, they probably... I don't know. Whatever. Maybe... And his Lucario began to walk away as the 7 waved at them. Goodbye, Riley. Goodbye, Lucario, Chris said, waving his hand to them. They left, waving their hands before they disappeared out of sight. Just says she, whatever. And I need to return to do some work around Sinnoh. It was a pleasure to stay with you. Lucario, return to your Pokeball, she said, pointing her Pokeball at Lucario. Yes, Cynthia, her Lucario said before returning to his Pokeball. She chuckled heartily. I hope we can have a little adventure someday in the future. Being with Lucario trainers is a worthwhile experience with lots of fun. Well then, I must get going to visit my grandma at Celestic Town. The museum where she works at will show the rare lustrous orb for display in a private exhibition. Oops, I said something confidential. Keep this between us, okay? She asked with a chuckle before she turned and walked away. Goodbye for all of you. Let's do something like this again sometime. There goes my hero. Watch her as she goes. Goodbye, Cynthia, Maylene said, waving her hand at Cynthia. Cynthia waved her hand as well, and she left in the distance. Well, Maylene, we need to go now. It was very fun to stay with you, Chris said, smiling. Chris, thank you so much for helping me to be reunited with my Lucario. I've never been so happy before in my life. But I don't know how to repay you. You don't need to, Chris was interrupted. Oh, I know how. Chris, I need you to open your hand and close your eyes. When I said the word, open your eyes. Okay, Chris said as he did. Chris said as he did what he was told. Now what? He felt something above his hand. Maylene, what did you give me? He was interrupted once more, but the strange thing was, there was something on his cheek. Oh damn, Chris's Lucario's eyes widened a lot, and Maylene's Lucario's eyes widened too. If you have been wondering what was the other thing, Maylene, are you kissing me? Chris asked, blushed. Chris asked, blushing. Motherfucker, I knew it. I fucking knew he just wrote Maylene into the story because he fancied her. Whatever. Maylene, are you kissing me? Chris asked, blushing. Okay, you can open your eyes now, Maylene said. Did you just kiss me on my cheek? Maylene blushed a little. Well, I think I was a little too thankful. Chris just blinked in embarrassment. Then he looked at his hand and there was a badge. Isn't this? Yeah, that is the Cobble badge of the Veilstone City Gym. You've earned it, she said, smiling. But I didn't challenge you. That doesn't matter. Consider it as a thanks for reuniting me with my Lucario. Without him, my gym would be a disappointment for the Sinnoh League. She paused for a moment. That's it! You should challenge the Sinnoh League. Me? Challenging the Sinnoh League? He looked at his Lucario. I'm gonna think about it. That's great. I want to see you winning. She looked behind Chris and there was someone coming to them far away. Look, there is a trainer coming. Really? You should start accepting challenge with, oh my god, no! Chris's face got scared of what he saw coming. The trainer who was coming was too familiar, way too familiar to Chris. His Lucario saw his terrorized face. When he turned his head, he made the same terrorized face, although Pichu was confused, because that trainer was... Hey, I know him. He is Paul, Maylene said, smiling. Paul? Chris and his Lucario said, surprised. Chris grabbed Maylene by the shoulders. Chris... What are you doing? She asked, confused. Maylene, you have to promise me something, and it's very important. If Paul or anyone who is a Pikachu and travels with 2 other persons ask about me or my Lucario, you have to promise me that you will not tell them about my existence or my Lucario's existence, understand? And if you have a flashback with me in it or my Lucario, don't tell them about us. Who the fuck is Paul? Who is Paul? Who the fuck is Paul? Paul? Oh, he looks like a real wanker. Oh, he's a rival. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. He's in the anime. He's Ash's rival. Who cares? Don't. If you have a flashback with me in it or my Lucario, then tell them about us. Why? She asked, still confused. For the sake of your gym and your Lucario, just do it, please. Okay, got it, she said, scared. Good, Lucario, use extreme speed and let's get out of here, Chris said, grabbing Maylene by the shoulders. Grabbing Maylene by the shoulders. His Lucario grabbed him and Pichu quickly, and the trio disappeared in front of Maylene and her Lucario. You will remember his promise, Maylene? Her Lucario asked. You bet I will. And now for starting good in this day. Let's beat Paul and regain our fighting spirit as a team. These 2 better be prepared for what is coming to them. What is coming to them? I don't know. Shh! He is coming! He whispered. Oh shoot, you're right, she whispered back. Hey, I want to challenge you now, Paul said with a blank face. You're on. Let's do it, Lucario, her Lucario said, nodding, remembering Chris's promise. Veilstone City, street. Phew, that was close, Chris said, clearing his forehead because he sweated. I can't believe it. We're inside the anime. We saw Paul, and Cheryl was holding the same honey she got from that episode, Lucario said. But you went in the fucking game, why is this... Ugh, Lucario said. Pichu P, do you know them? Pichu asked. Yes, Lucario answered. Now that everything is done here, let's return to the Smash Mansion. Chris looked around if there were persons looking at them. The coast was clear, and he made the vortex. The trio stepped inside, and they disappeared, but the vortex didn't close, and a yellow figure walked inside, along with a round pink figure. Then the vortex disappeared. What? World completed. To be continued. Author's note. Surprised? I bet you are. But there will be no romance between Chris and Maylene. Sorry. No, not my ship. Who were those mysterious figures anyway? And if you've noted, I've added another thing to the story, the world completed part. I think I will add more things later too. Who am I kidding? There will be a lot of things added to the next chapter. Read and review, please. And finally, the name Lucario will not be used many times. XD! Read and review, please. Smiley face. Oh shit, the Young Pope. I gotta watch that. That sounds fucking cool. Let me just, I need to do something important. I'm sorry for being loud.
Oh, you're being here, Gabriel.
I suppose so.
I've got one word for you, that's wanker, and you